Welcome back, everyone. Of course, we've been having a very, I think, lively discussion on all the projects that are going on that are being managed by our Public Works Department. It's just amazing. We were talking about in the commercial break the amount of the workload that they have over there, and the staff is just really getting it done, and it's great for Greenville. But now we're back. We're going to talk about what are our up and coming needs with the city, what projects that we have on the horizon in the next 10 or so years.
Well, let me start with some of the current projects that are just about to get underway. We have a greenway that's kind of going through the middle of town. It will connect with a spur will connect with ECU. It's called the Greens Mill Run Greenway, and we expect to award that this coming March council session, as well as the intermodal transportation GTAC, Greenville Transportation
big project.
Activity Center. That is going to be located just to the west of the.
It's been so long.
You're managing that project too.
We are
your department.
managing. We're awarding that contract to a consultant. We had nine proposals came in. We interviewed a bunch of folks, and we've selected one. We're recommending that to the council for in March.
And where, for the people to know, where are we talking about that being located?
Sure. So just north of Dickinson and south of 5th Street, and I'll say west of the police parking lot on Bonner, the intersection of Bonner and Pitt.
Okay.
That's exactly where that's going.
Okay. How big is the building going to be?
To be determined, probably a footprint of around 5,000 square feet, but it'll be 2 floors. So effectively, what's been approved is as much as 10,000 square feet.
What? And again, I think let's tell people, because that discussion has been going on for years now. What is the purpose of the facility? Who are the users of the facility?
Sure.
And where's the facility going to go over the long term?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a fantastic and needed project. You look at what happened with Durham and their intermodal facility, and that sort of spurred a lot of their downtown revitalization. Raleigh's has a couple of great intermodal facilities as well. So what it's going to be used for? All of the great transit buses will stop. That will be, instead of we currently stop outside on Reed Circle or Reed between 4th and 3rd. We will now have a location. This will be the home of where all of our bus routes culminate. ECU will have a couple of drop-off points here. The PATS, Pitt County.
I'll say, it's not Pittsburgh, man. Sorry.
The Pitt County system, they will also have access to it. Greyhound will have access to it, and hopefully someday, maybe, yes, what's the future? Maybe 20, 30, 50 years from now, there'll be a rail spur that will connect us to Raleigh, connect us to Wilmington, Washington, D.C. That's sort of the long-range vision and hope of where this facility will go.
Is there going to be a taxi base there too, or is it simply just bus? Or
No, exactly. Great point. There'll be a taxi base, sort of a kiss and ride or drop-off point, which we call it. So folks will be able to wait there, and taxis will come by, and there'll be parking available for the taxis, and you'll be able to pick up a taxi there.
And I'd also heard discussion of possibly doing a ride to the Rocky Mount or Wilson Amtrak facilities, some type of shuttle service. Possibly.
Absolutely. So that we have Amtrak service right now. Picks up off of Dickinson. So we've asked them to relocate into the Intermodal Center, or GTAC.
And so when do you see it being finished, do you think?
Our current schedule is we'll be starting design a month from now. Hopefully done with design in the beginning of 2016, and construction complete or very near complete by the end of 2016.
Okay. All right, we still got a couple minutes. So what other items are you saying? What's the future of public works in Greenville looking like?
Yeah, so I'll say there's been a lot of attention given to our roadway network over the last 24 months, and we've been developing a 5-year plan. So we know exactly where we need to go with our roads. And the one thing we've discussed, council's discussed, is how much money we need to contribute towards our roadway infrastructure. Historically, we, over the last 10 years, have probably averaged $300,000-$400,000 worth of resurfacing. And if we look at the number of lane miles of road we have, how many miles of road do we have? how much does it cost to resurface a roadway, we're probably looking at needing $2.5 million annually to maintain our roadway infrastructure.
And Dennis, that came up during the bond discussion. Really, if it's say 400,000, a significant increase in funding is going to be required to keep it up, or else our fear, and that was one of the things we discussed on the bond committee, is we don't want to end up having the bond be used as a maintenance bond and having to do another bond in 10 years because we can't keep up with the road maintenance requirements.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple ways to tackle it. There are some municipalities who do exactly what you just described there. Every other year, they're passing a $10 million or $5 million, depending on the size of the city. They pass a bond to tackle their roadway projects so that 10 years from now, that bond is coming off the books, the debt service books, and you're putting a new bond on, or every 2, 4, 6 years. That's one way to do it. A different way to do it would be to put it in a combination of operating and Powell bill funds.
Okay. Well, anything else? Only got about 30 seconds, Dennis.
No, I'm just amazed. I mean, just like the
I think you're in
workload.
shock right now.
Man, I mean, I forgot about the GTAC. I mean, wow. God bless you. God bless you.
Well, thank you for coming
Thank
on,
you.
Kevin, and for giving us the update. Thank everyone for listening. You can join us again on Friday night, 6:30, Saturday morning at 9:30 on Cable 7. Again, thank you, Greenville Toyota, Ribeye Steakhouse, and the Overton Group. Until next time, we will see you next week.